Get some R&R, man.
Nowadays off on the ranch.
Kicking doors to baling hay. So much for evolve or die.
Marshals Season 2 is already shaping up to be bigger than the first, and now the Yellowstone spinoff has added another major name to its cast. As production continues on the second season, Mark Richardson has officially joined the series in a new recurring role as Patrick Burns. The casting update comes at an important time for the show, with Luke Grimes returning as Kayce Dutton and the second season preparing to continue the story after the explosive events of the Season 1 finale. Richardson is best known for roles in projects including Dear White People and Unprisoned, and his arrival gives Season 2 another new character who could potentially become an important part of Kayce's world.
Federal warrants are for John King, Tyler White, and the route we're taking, it is rife with grizzlies and rattlesnakes and rock slides, so Kayce's in charge.
The timing of this casting news is especially interesting because Season 2 is already well into production. Filming began in Park City, Utah in June 2026, and CBS has officially scheduled the new season to premiere on October 4th. That means Richardson is not simply being announced as a possible future addition. He is joining a season that is actively being produced and that already has a clear direction following the cliffhanger that ended Kayce's first year as a U.S. Marshal.
And I'm guessing you got your own demons to conquer. And I could sure use another door kicker.
My life's been kill or be killed for too long, man.
A new face in Kayce's world. Richardson's character, Patrick Burns, is being introduced as a new recurring presence in the second season. While details about the character remain limited, the addition itself suggests that the writers are expanding the world around Kayce, rather than simply repeating the same formula from Season 1. That could be important because Marshals has already established its core team, including Pete Calvin, Belle Skinner, Andrea Cruz, and Miles Kittle. Bringing in another recurring character gives the series another perspective to work with while Kayce continues adjusting to his new life.
Kid's gonna be there. There'll be extra eyes and ears if you need them. One-time deal?
I'll deputize you. Here.
The mystery surrounding Patrick Burns may actually be part of what makes the casting announcement so interesting. The series has not revealed every detail about how he will fit into the story, meaning viewers will have to wait for the new season to establish whether Burns becomes an ally, an adversary, or someone whose motivations are more complicated than they first appear. In a series built around law enforcement, Montana politics, family loyalty, and organized violence, a new character can easily become connected to several different storylines at once.
Cabin's just beyond that ridge line.
Okay. That trigger finger getting itchy?
My days of running to the fire are over.
Kayce is returning to a very different world. Season 1 introduced Kayce as a man trying to move beyond the Yellowstone ranch and establish a different future. After everything that happened to the Dutton family, Kayce chose a path that allowed him to use the skills he had developed as a Navy SEAL and a rancher while protecting people through the U.S. Marshals Service. The series positioned him inside an elite unit tasked with dealing with violence across Montana, giving Kayce a new purpose without completely disconnecting him from his past.
That Bangtail needs to blow off some steam on the range.
Would you rather spend the day chasing him or fishing?
Catching more trout than is my priority.
Beating you to the river is mine.
But Season 1 also demonstrated that Kayce cannot simply leave his old life behind. Tate remains an important part of his world, while Mo Brings Plenty and Thomas Rainwater continue connecting him to the Yellowstone story. His work as a marshal is therefore happening alongside unresolved personal responsibilities, and the Season 1 finale only increased the pressure surrounding him. That is the environment Patrick Burns will now enter.
Brings back memories.
It's a good day.
What about tomorrow?
Why the new character matters. adding a recurring character during the second season could allow the show to explore another side of the Marshals' work. Kayce's team has already developed its own dynamic, with each member bringing a different approach to the cases they handle. A new character can challenge those relationships and force Kayce to reconsider how much he trusts the people working around him.
Bringing the smoke today.
Leaving you behind, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Watch this.
That could become particularly important for Kayce because trust has always been complicated throughout his story. He grew up in a family where loyalty was everything, but betrayal was also common. His relationship with his father, his brother Jamie, and the rest of the Dutton family repeatedly demonstrated that people closest to Kayce could also become the source of his greatest problems. As a result, Kayce is unlikely to automatically trust a new face simply because they wear the same badge.
Especially now that we got a trouble magnet on board.
Fireplace is subtle.
Compound used to be an old mill. Cal kept the blast furnace as a reminder that this unit...
The Season 1 finale changed everything. The biggest reason Season 2 has so much potential is the cliffhanger that closed the first season. Kayce's world was thrown into uncertainty, and the fate of people close to him became a major question heading into the next chapter. That means the new season cannot simply return to the normal Case of the Week structure without addressing what happened.
On the ground! U.S. Marshals, don't move! On the ground! Hands behind your back! Cover.
The Season 2 teaser has already confirmed that the fallout from the finale will matter. CBS has been deliberately keeping some details under wraps, but the first look showed that danger is coming closer to Kayce's own doorstep. The new episodes, therefore, have the opportunity to combine the procedural side of Marshals with a larger serialized storyline surrounding Kayce and his family. And that could make Patrick Burns even more significant.
Nearly flawless. Popped a damn button taking that perp down.
Oh, I'll be sure to note your shirt as a casualty in the after action.
Oh, it's just like old times, huh?
Patrick Burns could become part of a larger story. Because Burns is being introduced as a recurring character rather than simply appearing for one isolated episode, there is room for his role to develop throughout the season. The writers could use him to introduce a new investigation, connect Kayce to another organization, or complicate an existing conflict. At this stage, however, the exact function of the character has not been fully revealed.
There's a massive bomb on the loose and I can't even get a signal.
Decision to bring horses isn't helping.
Kayce, the lead Aryan SUV is carrying a bomb. I need you to interdict.
That uncertainty is useful for the show. Marshals has already established Kayce's basic role, so Season 2 needs new elements to keep the story moving. A mysterious new character gives the audience something else to watch while the existing characters deal with the consequences of Season 1. Richardson's casting, therefore, may be more important than it initially appears.
Body comms, y'all. Rough terrain, wild animals, and two violent gangs, so everybody's got to be dialed in.
Trackers are prepped for the Royals as vehicles. It'll work so the DEA can hunt them down.
The Yellowstone connection remains strong. Marshals was always designed to continue Kayce Dutton's story without simply recreating Yellowstone. The ranch is behind him, but the people and experiences from that world still influence his decisions. CBS describes Kayce as combining his skills as a cowboy and Navy SEAL while working with an elite group of U.S. Marshals in Montana. His responsibilities also include protecting his son Tate while remaining connected to Mo and Thomas Rainwater.
Some form of vengeance.
Well, the Yellowstone's gone. Same for most of my family. And as for vengeance, day's still young.
That connection gives Season 2 a unique advantage. The series can tell new stories while still drawing from years of Yellowstone history. Kayce does not need to return to the ranch for the Dutton legacy to remain relevant. His instincts, relationships, and responsibilities already carry that history with him. The addition of Patrick Burns gives the writers another opportunity to expand that world.
Kind of call out you do like as a cow cop?
You may joke. That horse on the loose is a grenade with the pin pulled.
That's not a horse. That's anger with legs.
Season 2 is getting bigger. The casting news is also part of a larger pattern. Season 2 is not simply bringing Kayce back and placing him in another collection of unrelated cases. The production has already expanded the show's cast and is continuing to build around the characters introduced during the first season. Morgan Lindholm, who appeared in Season 1, is also receiving an expanded role in the second season.
Okay, y'all, let's shake some truth.
That suggests the writers are becoming more interested in the wider ensemble. Kayce remains the central figure, but the people around him are becoming increasingly important to the show's identity. That is a natural progression for a series entering its second season because the audience already understands who Kayce is. Now the story can spend more time exploring the people who surround him.
Get some R&R, man.
No days off on the ranch.
Kicking doors to baling hay. So much for evolve or die.
What Patrick Burns could mean for Kayce. There are several possibilities for Patrick Burns, but none should be treated as confirmed until the show reveals more. He could be another law enforcement professional brought into Kayce's orbit. He could be connected to one of the season's new investigations, or he could have a more personal connection to the conflict surrounding Kayce and his family. The important point is that his role has deliberately been kept limited in the early announcements.
I could use the paper, though. Got 2 fugitives. They're holed up in the hills just east of your family's old ranch. I can't locate them.
That leaves plenty of room for the series to surprise viewers. Yellowstone has always been comfortable introducing characters whose importance becomes clear only after the story develops. Marshals can use the same approach, allowing Burns to enter Kayce's world without immediately revealing exactly where his loyalties lie.
Game on.
Gotta be hard to reel in all them fish with just your hands.
The October premiere is getting closer. Production on Season 2 is currently underway, and CBS has confirmed that the series will return on October 4th, 2026. The second season will continue airing on CBS and streaming through Paramount+, bringing Luke Grimes back as Kayce Dutton.
It's gonna be a rough haul. Biggest risk is your horse spooking.
You say nothing might buck me?
It's years' work.
That gives the production several more weeks to finish the season before its fall premiere. For fans, the biggest question is no longer whether Kayce will return. That has already been confirmed. Now it is about what kind of world he will find when he does, and what role the new characters will play in the next stage of his story.
Here. Welcome to the U.S. Marshals.
A different Kayce Dutton. Kayce entered Marshals as a man attempting to create a new identity outside the Dutton Ranch. By the end of Season 1, that identity had already been tested. Season 2 now has the opportunity to show whether Kayce can truly establish himself as a U.S. Marshal or whether his family history will continue pulling him back into conflicts he thought he had escaped.
Bold move embarrassing the boss on the first day.
Double or nothing?
Hell no. Still paying off loans from all the money you took off of me in Afghanistan.
Patrick Burns arrives at exactly the right time for that story. A new character can challenge Kayce's assumptions, create new alliances, or become part of the pressure surrounding him. Whatever his ultimate role turns out to be, Richardson's addition signals that Season 2 is expanding the world around its lead character rather than standing still.
Ready to kick doors as a marshal?
All right, be quiet. Just paperwork and new guy nonsense.
Marshals Season 2 is already becoming one of the most anticipated returns in the Yellowstone universe, and the addition of Mark Richardson gives fans another reason to pay attention. His character, Patrick Burns, remains largely mysterious, but the fact that he has joined the recurring cast suggests that his presence could extend well beyond a single case. Kayce Dutton is returning, the core team is coming back, production is underway, and the second season now has another new face entering the story. With the fallout from Season 1 still unresolved and the October 4th premiere approaching, the biggest question may not be whether Patrick Burns is friend or enemy. It may be how his arrival changes Kayce Dutton's next mission.